Is your home office workspace ergonomically correct? Let's find out. Welcome to this session of Go Ask Debbie. Home office workspace has taken on an entirely different meaning these days with COVID and everyone's isolation and working from home. Now that many of us are working from home, I've heard from friends and family that they're using things like the dining room table for home office workspace. Even if we don't have the best home office situation, you need to be aware of ergonomics. What does that mean? It means that if you're sitting with your hands, wrists, arms, shoulders, or anything else, you're not sitting properly, it can start to cause strain on your joints and muscles and can eventually lead to injuries. Here are 8 tips on workspace setup to help you maintain your postural health and work from home, or even when you return to your office more comfortably. Number 1, adjust your chair height so that your feet are flat on the floor, with your thighs parallel to the ground and your knees at a 90-degree angle. An approximation of the correct height can be found by standing facing your chair and raising the seat pan to just below your kneecaps. If you're too short to have your feet flat on the floor, you should place a footrest under your feet and adjust the chair properly from there. Or if you have a home office chair that's not adjustable, use things like pillows or blankets. Get creative to just make it comfortable and properly set up. Next is setting the chair depth. The proper distance should be 3 fingers between the back of your legs and the chair. In other words, you don't have a large portion of your legs off of the chair, but don't go too extreme and have the backs of your knees touching the seat pan of the chair either. This arrangement should also allow for your shoulders to remain directly parallel with your body. Your elbows and shoulders should touch your body. If your elbows are in front of your body, for example, even just the slightest, you're putting strain on your shoulders. Remember the 90 degrees with each body part. Next is aligning the backrest. It should press comfortably against your back and follow the curves of your back if you have an ergonomically correct chair. If your chair will not adjust to the proper setting because you're using something as a makeshift chair at home as your home office chair, you can use a towel or a pillow to make it feel better. Just make sure something is touching your lower back and giving you that support. This next one may or may not apply, especially if you don't have armrests on your chair at all. However, with or without armrests, your elbows should form a 90-degree angle with your hands on your keyboard. This next one is a big one for me. I've seen so many people in the past hurting their wrists by not doing this. So flatten your keyboard. The ultimate goal here is to keep your wrists straight. If there's a setting that lifts the backs of the keyboard, do not extend it. This puts strain on your wrists, lifting the fingers above the wrists so that they're at an angle and can easily lead to carpal tunnel. This is actually what happened to me and some coworkers many years ago. So flatten that keyboard. Your mouse should be right next to your keyboard. If it's farther away, it can cause you to stretch your shoulders out while you're using it, which puts strain on your shoulders. Do not use a wrist rest on a mouse pad. Although it may seem like a good idea, it's been shown to increase a person's risk of carpal tunnel. Again, it's about keeping your wrists in a straight alignment, much like the keyboard legs. It can place your wrist at an angle, causing strain. So keep your wrists straight and place your mouse next to your keyboard. The next one is your monitor height. Place the monitor so that the entire screen sits below eye level. The average computer is designed for someone the size of a typical 25-year-old man, and it's likely, like me, that you're not that exact ideal size, so make necessary adjustments. If you're working at home in a makeshift desk, use a box to lift up the monitor so that you're not straining your neck all day. I know this is a tough one with company-provided laptop computers that are all encompassing into one unit, right? So I recommend finding an external keyboard and/or a monitor to make one or other of the adjustments. So this will go a long way to following these guidelines. Again, it's all about setting up what you can in your home office. And the last on my list, but certainly not the least, is number 8, arrange items so that they are all within reach. Remember I said it's all about putting strain on shoulders, elbows, and wrists? Well, imagine if your phone that you use quite often is a foot away. This means that you'll be reaching with your shoulders to answer it or dial, and the closer the better because the less strain on your shoulders. Imagine your hand reaching out, your shoulder's going to have that stress as you're using that phone. Use this concept for everything you use during your workday. Items you use regularly should be close at hand, kept within reach. And I have a bonus tip that no matter what you were able to adjust from the list I just provided, every single one of you can do, and that's to stand up every 30 to 60 minutes. Working at home especially, I feel like you lose track of time. Giving our body a break and moving your muscles, getting away from your desk, your monitor, your sitting position can really help break up any strain that you possibly have been putting on your body. Set an alarm if you have to. Or if you're like me and you have meetings that last every 30 to 60 minutes, make it a habit to get up and stretch and walk around in between meetings, even if only for 1 to 2 minutes. A little bit with this one can go a long way. And as an extra bonus, if you can afford it, buy a stand-up desktop or a unit that sits on your desk and it adjusts so that you can work while standing. I've placed a link to one that we've used at previous companies I've worked. People love these, and it gives you the flexibility to stand while working so that you don't have the other strain on your body with the sitting position. It also allows you to do both. This is perfect for at-home workspace because it doesn't require anything but placing it on the flat surface, yes, even your dining room table, that you're using as your home office. I hope everyone is staying safe and remembering ergonomics when it comes to your home office workspace. Thanks for watching this episode of Go Ask Debbie.